Marshall, Minnesota. SMSU defeats Minnesota Crookston 100-78. This guy, he nearly had half of his team's points. 49 points, a career high for Mr. Ryan Bruggeman. I guess the first thing is, how'd you do it?
I think we just came out with a lot of energy and let our defense translate over to our offense. And shots were falling tonight, and we just tried to stay in system, and it was just a fun night to see shots fall.
You hit your first four. I think you had 12 points in the first, I'd say 4 or 5 minutes or something like that. Did you kind of feel from the get-go that you were kind of in the zone a little bit?
Anytime you can get your first few shots to fall, you start to feel a little better. And I think the big thing is not to start taking bad shots. I think we stayed in the system well. We got paint touches, and I think guys just were very unselfish. And the ball ended up in my hands, and it was our shot, not my shot. So I think we did a good job of doing that.
And obviously, those 49 points, you also have 6 assists, you have 8 rebounds, you have a couple steals as well, a complete game from you. Was it still important to make sure your teammates were involved?
Absolutely. When it's really hard in the NSIC to come out and do anything by yourself. It takes a full team on the same page, and I think we did that on both ends tonight. And they went on some runs, but I think we stayed resilient, and we were able to stay in our systems, both offensively and defensively, and that allowed us to be successful on both ends.
Did you know how many points you had in the first half? Did you know you ended the first half with 32, or did someone have to tell you?
I think they told me in the locker room then that I had 32. And then a couple you hear fans shouting at you a little bit, but
encouraging you to shoot.
Yeah, but it was just a good night.
Obviously, you get back in late. You had 43, which I don't know if you knew it, was tied an SMSU record for most points in a game. And then you were back in, hit a couple threes, end up with 49. What did that feel like, those last 2 baskets, as the crowd's cheering you on?
It was a pretty special moment. There's a lot of alumni in the stands tonight, and just a big Mustang following, and it was just a pretty special night for not just me, for these guys on this team and this program. I think at least for me, it means a lot to our whole program.
Did you want to try and get 50? Did you want one more basket, or were you good with Brad taking you out in the final minute?
I was good. I shot enough, I think, for a little bit.
Well, you shot enough, but you made 20 shots on 27 attempts. I mean, that's unreal. That'd be good for a post player, but most of your shots obviously come from 15 away or further.
Yeah, I think that's just staying in system and maybe taking some bad shots that go in tonight, and it just felt good. And to do something like that is pretty special.
Obviously, Minnesota Crookston tried to change up their defensive strategy against you. There was a point where there were 3 guys trying to hound you on the inbounds there. What's that like, knowing that that team is trying so hard to stop you?
I think the best feeling is that when they're starting to run guys at you, it means our shooters are open. So when we get in the lane and when we stay in system and they're scrambling to stop one guy, we got a lot of guys that can step up and hit threes, and that's when we get dangerous as a whole, and that's how you win games.
Obviously, I know you're a team guy. You're happy more so with the team win than the individual performance. But on a night like this, in a career that's had so many accolades, you're the all-time scoring leader here, all-time assist leader here, all-time steals leader here. You broke another record, by the way, most field goals in SMSU history. Don't know if you knew that. But in a career full of records and a career full of amazing games, where does this game stand out for you?
It's hard to say at this point. But I think when you look back, it'll be a pretty special night just because the amount of people that were here and the family that was here and stuff. And I think after the season, you start reminiscing more, and I think this will definitely be a game to look back on.
Ryan Bruggeman for career-high 49 points. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Ryan Bruggeman scored nearly half of his team's points in a 178 win over Minnesota Crookston.